Alrighty, happy Friday, everyone. Excited to be here practicing with you all. I hope you're feeling excited for the weekend and you're ready to practice. So we will get started in a child's pose. Please make your way there. Take your knees as wide as your mat. Bring your big toes together. Just extend the arms nice and long and rest your forehead down. Good. And then if any of you feel comfortable sharing your video, please feel free to do so. Otherwise, no worries at all. So, and then as you find yourself in your child's pose, just let your breath be really the focus here. So take out a big exhale out through the mouth, just release all your air. And then inhale, full breath in, just lengthen the spine, outstretch the arms a little more. We're starting in a child's pose. And then as you're finding yourself here on your mat, just really focus. So really center yourself. Notice the texture of the mat underneath you. So really think about your finger pads and the texture of the surface that you're on. And take a moment to feel whether you have a rubber mat or a cloth mat, just the sensation on the finger pads. And then as you're in your child's pose here, feel which part of your body is touching the floor. So perhaps your forehead, maybe your forearms, the shins, the tops of the feet, whatever is touching, and then get heavier onto the ground. So feel your weight pressing into the floor, like gravity is drawing you down. And then perhaps the next few deeper breaths, you can really see, can you cover more surface area on your mat? So letting even more of your weight press down. And if you're just joining us, we are in a child's pose. And then in your child's pose, can you slightly lengthen the tailbone further back, like you're almost tucking the tailbone, feeling the engagement in the lower core. And really refining your child's pose by lifting the ribs up into your spine, a little bit of a roundedness in the mid-back. And then even in this restful pose, you can still find engagement. Start to feel the shoulder blades, whether the shoulder blades are hiked up or they're down your back. And then we'll be here for just another few breaths. Again, tuning into the texture of the mat, really feeling that touch sense, that touch sensation. One last breath in your child's pose. On an inhale, rise up to tabletop. Slide your knees a little further back behind you. And then from here, we are going to take some circles through the scapula, the shoulder blades. So from here, a little bit of a cow pose, look up. And then from here, bend the elbows a lot, and then you feel the scapula going down your back. And then as you bend the elbows back, you'll start to press and straighten and round. Hips go back a little bit. And then inhale right back to that cow pose. So you're here trying to circle the scapula. You do this by bending the elbows, by shifting the hips. It should almost feel like an internal massage of the muscles in between the shoulder blades. So use your elbows, really bend them back. And then when you're ready to round, press the earth away, so that will separate the shoulder blades. If you're just joining, we're here in tabletop and we're exploring the anatomy of our scapula. Move your hips back a little bit. We're trying to find these circles by bending the elbows, so it's very subtle. And then from here, try to reverse the circle. Then you'll have to bend the elbows in and back. And then hike up the shoulders to the ears. Press away. Good. Maybe you want to get your neck into it. So go the reverse direction. This one's a little bit harder. You'll also feel weight into your wrists. Think of this as a little self-massage. Just one more circle with the scapula, shoulder blades. Good. And then from here, find a cat pose on the fingertips. So cat, round. Once you're in cat pose, take your chin towards the left shoulder and then take your chin towards the right. Keep doming your back here, working on the neck and the traps. Really good for a Friday after you've kind of been working all week, sitting, being active. And stay on the fingertips for this one. Keep moving your chin right and left. And then plant your palms, regular cat-cow. Inhale, lift your tail, lift your head, your gaze. And then exhale, round and curl. So notice how much more perhaps loose your upper body is. Inhale. And exhale, round. One last inhale for cow. And exhale, round and curl. From here, neutral spine, inhale, lift the right arm up. And then exhale, slide your right hand underneath your left arm, but only enough to rest your right fingertips on the ground. So it's almost like a thread the needle, but then you're not fully going down. And then from here, look at the eye of your left elbow. Can you turn it to face the right wall? Yeah, and then from there, crawl your right hand a little bit further towards the side. Maybe look up. You're getting into the muscles in between the shoulder blades here. Also working the obliques. Also working the left tricep and the left shoulder. Stay lifted. You want to be up. Yes, very good. And then slowly come back to your tabletop. Notice what was working in your body, and then inhale the left arm up. Exhale, thread the needle enough to cross underneath, but not enough to lower the cheek. So on the left fingertips here, look at your right elbow. Can you have the inside of the elbow facing the left wall? And then start to crawl the left fingertips over to the right. Yeah, feel your lower abs pulling up. Notice the strength in the right side shoulder, the tricep. Your right elbow is rather straight, but could be a little bent. Take it to your deepest level. You can look right. Very good. And slowly return back. If you need to unwind, that's good. And then return your palms to the ground. Very good. Slide your knees back and then find your plank on your knees. Point your toes. Level your pelvis, so slightly hug at the lower core. And then line up the back of the head with the rest of your spine, almost like you're in a plank position, but your knees are down. All right, so we're really going to focus on chaturanga form here. Breathe in, inhale, shift forward, and then exhale, bend the elbows back. Try not to let your hips collapse, all tricep here, and then press back up. Again, line up your spine, your toes are rather pointed, look slightly forward, breathe in. On the exhale, bend the elbows back for your chaturanga. Inhale, press up. I know many of you can do this on your toes, but just do it on your knees for this one last one. And then exhale, bend the elbows back and hold. Hold here for 4, 3, 2, on one, lower down the chest. Release your legs as wide as your mat. Take your fingertips to the edges of your space and then inhale, peel all the way up for your cobra pose. And then you want your legs long and straight behind you. You shine your chest forward. On the exhale, lower the chest, bend the elbows. So every time we do this, try to point your elbows back as you lift your chest. Inhale, lift, elbows back, spine long, tailbone goes down, chest lifts. Exhale, return. Good. One last. You can turn your fingertips out a little bit for this one. Inhale, peel up, elbows slightly back, Strengthen your back muscles, breathe, legs grow longer, and slowly release. Bring your legs slightly closer together, hands to your ribs, and then inhale, lift up for cobra or up dog. For up dog, you'll lift your knees. So focus on your really good up dog form. And when we get tired, it's a little easy to let the knees collapse. Think of growing long from your pubic bone all the way to your forehead. So you're very, very long here. Breathe in. From here, exhale, knees down, puppy pose. Rest your arms forward and then let your entire body come down. If your lips touch the mat, you can do that, or forehead, or maybe just let your head lift from the earth. Return back to your breath. Good. And then from here, rise back up, tuck your toes, send the hips up, downward facing dog. So right away, notice your upper body from right now to when you started class. We did an equal amount of stretching and strengthening just to warm up here. Feel the length through the calves, your hamstrings. Notice how your feet are pointed forward, your fingers are pointed forward. They can also turn out slightly if that feels better for your wrists. Then if you can, start to straighten through the legs here. So really exploring how long your spine can be. Good. Inhale, rise up to the tippy toes, lift the heels, and then round your spine like cat. Good. Feel the core pulling in, like you're really rounding. Yeah, should be a lot of strength. And then exhale, sit all the way, the heels down to your down dog. It'll help if you turn your fingers out a little bit for this one. And then inhale, lift your heels up. Shift the shoulders slightly forward, still behind the wrists, and then round and look back. Yes, feel your core really working here. And slowly, good, heels down. So you'll feel this strengthening in your back. One more time. Inhale, lift the heels, look back and round. You might want to press your sitting bones back, your chest back, while you round at the same time. One more. Good. Slowly release your knees. Inhale, rise up with the arms, give the wrists a break. Take the hands behind you and find your camel pose. Energize the inner thighs like there's a block in between your thighs, and then look up. Keep engaging the glutes and your back bend. And then slowly release. This time elbows to the mat. Straighten the legs into your dolphin pose. So I know it's a little early in class if you would rather have your down dog instead of dolphin, but we did warm up the shoulders and the back quite a bit. Just hold steady, we won't be here for too long. And try not to let your heels touch for this one, and then think of really hugging the ribs in. Good, slowly release. Inhale for cow pose, hands to the ground, and exhale, round your back for your cat. All right, from here, send the right leg back. Send it as high as your hip only. When you're ready, move your right hand slightly forward and send the left arm forward. Lift your left arm forward so that your left thumb is pointing up to the ceiling. Hold strong. Keep lifting from the right inner thigh, and then lift your ribs away from the ground. Yes, you got this. Very good. Hold strong. And release your left hand, and then take the right knee to your right tricep. Round in. Good. Inhale, extend the right leg back. If you need some padding for your left knee, go ahead and find that. And then exhale, right knee, right tricep. Inhale, right leg back. And then this time, right knee, right tricep, hold. And then can you lift onto the fingertips? Strengthen those arms. Yes. Try to connect the right knee and the right tricep, and then slide your right leg all the way in front of you until your heel touches down. From here, plant your right foot down and get low into your lunge. This is for your hip flexor, inner thighs. Then drag your fingertips back in line with your hips. So if you need to kind of pull away from your right thigh, that'll do it. And then tuck the chin in so the back of the neck is long. You want this stretch here in the front line of the hip. On the exhale, release the hands and find your half splits. Slide your right heel forward, flex the toes up. So we're doing kind of really micro adjustments and refinements in your poses. Think of your left shin being directly behind the left knee. Actively flex your right toes. Some of you might want to bend the knee, or some of you want to straighten it, whatever feels best. What's important here is the longest spine that you can, and breathing deeply into this hamstring. So take a few more breaths. Use your forehead to lengthen forward a bit more and activate that stretch even deeper. Slowly plant your right foot down. Listen carefully. Frame your right foot and tuck your toes, left toes. And then from here, very slowly, slide your left heel in and down so that you're in like a skandasana now. So go towards your left side of your mat and then flex your left toes. Make sure your right knee is still feeling good. You can support your right knee with your right elbow. All right, so you're almost like a little lizard pose here. Look up or to the left. Rather, not up. Look to the left or to the right. And then bring it back to the front side of your mat. And then from here, go the other direction. So roll onto the left side of your foot, and then the right side of your right foot, and then twist. So you explored the left side, now you're exploring the right side. Hopefully this is that right hip stretch. You could lift the right hand up. For the hardest variation of this pose, lift your arches away from the floor so you're on the knife edge of your feet. And slowly release back to center, lower the knee. Bring it back up, arms overhead. And then exhale, maybe a back bend here. So bend the elbows, find that little C shape through your spine. Maybe it's a J shape. And then slowly release, hands to the ground. Slide your right knee back to the earth. Inhale for cow pose, lift. And exhale, round for your cat. So hopefully you notice right away the difference between the right side of your body and the left. And then we'll go through the left. Inhale the left leg back as high as your hip. Try not to open that hip. Keep your belly button pointed down. In the beginning, we did these arm strengthening. So you want to do the same thing here in the left. With the eye of your left elbow facing in, reach the right arm forward. And then honestly, breathing and holding this pose, it doesn't look fancy or anything, but it really aligns your spine, it lengthens you, strengthens your core, your back, your glutes. There's a lot going on here, so just stay breathing. Keep elevating that right arm in line with the ear. Hold strong. See where your areas of kind of imbalances are, maybe a little bit of weakness. Stay breathing. Good, and then the right hand comes down. From here, bring your left knee to your left tricep, elevate. Send the left leg back, orient your chin in a little bit, and then exhale, left knee, left tricep. Send it back, inhale. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Hold and breathe. All right, from here, come onto the fingertips. Connect the knee. Strengthen the right shoulder. Strengthen the right triceps. Also strengthening the hand, the forearms. hold, you got this, and then slowly slide the left foot forward, getting ready for your half splits. Just take a moment before we rise back up. When you feel like your right knee is where you want it to be, plant your left foot down, and then inhale, lift the chest up, forward, parallel your hips, your inner thighs, then slide your hands back. So you just pulled yourself back like 2 or 3 inches. Maintain this pose by squeezing your left heel in and your right knee in. Maybe your fingertips touch the ground, mine don't, but wherever you are, tall spine, little tuck in the chin. The more you tuck the chin, the more you'll feel that in the hip flexor. So feel out how you want this to be. Again, if you need padding underneath that right knee, just find yourself a pillow or a blanket. One more breath, holding that hip flexor stretch, and then slowly release the hands. Now slide your left heel forward and find your half splits. So you want there to be a distance between your left heel and your right knee. You might need to scoot the right knee back or to the side a little. And then now it's up to you. You can go onto the fists if you want to give the fingertips and fingers a break. Lengthen the spine, so as if I can put something long on the sacrum, and your head will reach the same plane as well. So really this 45-degree angle, you want to find that. And then you can keep a little bend in that left knee, or use your quad, engage your quad and actively stretch yourself here, really opening up through the ball line of your left foot, perhaps lengthening your collarbone forward, sending the shoulders back. Whatever feels good, really challenge yourself here in this stretch. Round and separate the ribs away from your thigh here. Good, and release the left foot. All right, from here, we're gonna do that little kind of entryway into Skandasana. Take your time, make sure your joints feel good. Take your hands, bring them to the right side of your mat, tuck your right toes, and then slowly place the right arch of your foot down, and then angle yourself up. If you need to turn your left toes in a little bit, you can do that to make it happen. And then from here, just notice, how do you want to organize your hands, your heels, your toes, your gaze? Try to prevent this left knee from dipping in too much. By using your elbow, push it back. All right, won't be here for too long. Just try to find your strength. If you're very flexible, you want to go away from the floor. That's the goal here. And then tuck the right toes, go back to the center line. And then other way. So go towards the left, go onto the outer edges of your feet if possible. Then look for that left outer hip stretch. We're all different anatomy, muscles, the length of our bones are all different. So just look for it here. This may look like almost like a side plank for you. You might want to lower the knee, but whatever will help you feel it right here. Some of you will need to lean back to feel it. Actually, you can really feel it when you lower the knee as well. So whatever feels good. But if you want it to be more of a side plank, that's there. One last breath. And gently release. Lower the right knee. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, back bend. It's quite amazing. We haven't done anything fancy, but you are still working. You're breathing, you're getting warm. And slowly release. Hands down, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. All right, so we're gonna challenge it and step it up a little bit. From your down dog, make sure your fingers are pointed forward for this one. Walk your feet back an inch so that your heels are lifted. We're gonna try something really strong. You can lower the knees if you want. From your down dog, inhale the heels up. Exhale, chaturanga, straight through. Inhale, press up. Exhale, down dog. Listen carefully. You can go to the knees, all right? Inhale, lift the heels. Round all the way through. Exhale, bend the elbows back and press up. Nice. We got 3 more. Inhale, lift the heels. Round yourself forward. Bend the elbows, triceps. Good. Press up. Down dog. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Press up. Good. Exhale, down dog. Last one. Again, lower to the knees if you want. Exhale, bend. Inhale, press. And down dog. Really nice work. Inhale, send the right leg up. Exhale, step forward. All right, scoot the right heel down, left heel down, excuse me, and get ready for warrior 1. Inhale up. Then you want that same distance between your feet here as you elevate your arms up. Bring the palms together and hook your thumbs so that they're resting at that webbing of your hand, and then really lift the arms. Be strong here. Keep looking forward. Spread your right toes. Lift your left arch. Good. And then exhale, pyramid pose. But here, either have your hands holding onto the elbows behind you or reverse prayer. Okay, so if you can do reverse prayer, do it. If not, you can cross your fists and high five your fists together. So fold forward, find your pyramid with your hands back. Strengthen the left leg a lot. Bend the right knee like you're in warrior 1. And then inhale, rise back up with no hands. Good. Inhale, breath. On the exhale, extended side angle. Bring your right elbow to your left thigh. So start to turn the chest. You can turn your left toes out if you need. Explore the depth in the right knee. Left arm can go up, forward, whatever feels good. Stay breathing. And then towards the back, towards the left, Skandasana, bend the left knee, turn the left toes out, turn the right toes up. Then if you're very, you're the flexible type, bend your right knee and flex your right toes. So you don't want to be sitting on the ground for this one. If you are feeling the stretch, that's good. Keep breathing. Hopefully and ideally your left heel is grounded. If not, you'll be on the toes, which is quite challenging, but you could still do it. And then bring yourself forward, back to the center, standing splits, left leg up. All right, now you can really get into this. So think of your right hip bone being directly on top of that right foot. Shift and lean forward. You are so balanced. Look down, maybe tuck the chin. Good. And then slowly release the left toes. Find your side plank. Maybe you can right away lift that right leg and find your variation. Maybe tree, maybe your left knee is down. Just find your strength. It helps if the left hand is somewhere not underneath the shoulder. You want it to be in front of it. And then exhale, take it down to plank. Breathe in, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Mindful of your form. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. If you need a break, child's pose. Otherwise, stay here. You got 3 breaths. One last. Inhale, send the left leg up. Exhale, step forward. Ground your right heel, scoot it to the right, and then rise up, warrior 1. And notice all the different kind of changes that have happened. Now you're more open, palms together, and then again, hug your Like do a little hand hug for your hands. And then feel yourself getting into this pose. Take the ribs in. Perhaps the left thigh approaches the mat. Right leg is straight. And we always want to be present and active in wherever we are in our practice. Light on the left toes. Anchor yourself in the ball line of your left leg. Very good. Just 2 more breaths here. Make sure your low back isn't too strained. If it is, shift forward like this. If your low back can handle this type of feeling, then align your spine. So really just see what works for you. And then from here, straighten the left leg. Take your hands behind you. Maybe that's fists, reverse prayer. Hold on to the elbows, whatever feels good. And pyramid pose. So if you have reverse prayer and your wrists are quite flexible, you can try to connect the knuckles of your forefingers. Otherwise, fists, elbows. Stay strong. Really stretch your left leg. Activate your quad. Protect your hamstrings here. And then bend your left knee, almost like humble warrior, and then rise back up. Arms up. Right, from here, that kind of interesting transition into extended side angle. Hug your right heel in, scoot your left toes if you need, and extended side angle. Right now, you're probably in a left heel, right heel alignment. If you want to scoot your left foot a little bit to the right, you'll be in a little bit nicer alignment. So, but it's not wrong to be heel to heel. That's a little harder. Just feel it out and breathe. Stay low in that left thigh, and in Skandasana to the right. Bend your right knee, turn the right toes out. Find your position, then bend the left knee as well. Point the left toes to the sky. Use your right elbow to support you in this pose. Breathe. This is like what we did earlier, but we did it from the floor. And then exhale back to center line. Inhale, right leg up, standing splits. Hopefully after everything we've done, you might notice, wow, your standing splits is more open. You're able to lift that leg higher. Of course, only taking it to where your body is feeling challenged but also safe. And then from here, right toes all the way back. Make sure your right hand is in position. Find your side plank right away. Maybe you have enough space to wrap the peace fingers around my braids and wrap the peace fingers around your big toe. You can also lower the knee. You can also find tree and arch your back a little, but make sure your right side body is stable and where it needs to be. There's lots of variation. Even when you're on your knee, it's still really good. One more breath. And exhale, down. Inhale, shift forward. Knuckles stay down, chaturanga. Good, inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. Very good. All right, from here, child's pose or dolphin. Yogi's choice. In your dolphin, maybe your heels can come down now. You have more space. In your child's pose, connect to the ground, connect to the breath. We'll all meet in child's pose in about 2 breaths. Good, slowly release. Child's pose, give yourself a break. Find your rest. Good. Take another few breaths in your child's pose. Inhale, rise up to tabletop. All right, send the left arm forward and the right leg back. We're here again. And then when you feel balanced, you'll start to bend the left elbow so your thumb points back. You bend the right knee. So now you're like a 90-degree angle in your right knee and your left elbow. Lift your ribs away and just hold. Stabilize your body. When you're ready, reach your left arm back. Take a hold of the pinky side of your right foot and stretch. Keep your right knee pointed back though, so try not to open towards the right. And slowly release back to where we were. Bend that left elbow, bend the right knee. Round the spine and release. Knees down. If you need to give that right wrist a stretch, flip the wrist up. Other side, send the right arm forward and the left leg back. You are so strong here. Nothing you can't do. Bend the right elbow and then bend the left knee. You might feel that your left hip flexor is getting a stretch. If your left knee isn't in line with your hip, it's a little lower, that's okay. That just means you need to either stretch out your quad or stretch out your hip flexor more. All right, so one more breath. And then reach the right arm back towards the left pinky side. Start to lift. Orient your sternum down first and then forward. Be safe on that right bicep. Hug your left inner thigh in. Yup. And return with the bent knee, bend elbow. Good, release. Find your cat-cow on the fingertips, lift. Exhale, round. One more time, inhale. Exhale, round. All right, good. Now everyone please go to your dolphin pose. We did this like bent arm thing. That will warm you up and get you ready for a little bit of pincha practice. So from here, everyone to dolphin unless you have a shoulder thing going on. Otherwise you're in child's pose or boat pose. In dolphin, start to lift the heels up. Your head might touch the ground, mine's a little bit touching, and then heels back. Again, inhale, lift the heels up. You're just practicing getting the shoulders over the elbows. Exhale, back. 3 more, inhale. Exhale. 2 more. And back, 1 last. Inhale. Good, lower the knees. Inhale for cow pose. Relax, bend the elbows. Exhale, round. 2 more, inhale. Exhale, round. Inhale. And exhale. All right, from here, if you are in child's pose, go into boat pose. Otherwise, everyone into dolphin. We are going to practice our forearm stand. If you want to move towards the wall, perfectly fine. You can also do that hand hug thing for your palms, like this. Lift, and then start with one leg, and start to elevate. Eventually, when that leg gets higher, the bottom leg kind of just lifts. So look, and then release. So find your variation. I did this little hand hug thing that we've been doing. It forms like a little bit of a triangle shape on your mat. You can also interlace the hands. I find that I don't have enough space because my neck is long. If I interlace my hands, it ends up being like a headstand. Or for the most advanced variation, you find that number 11. So try playing with it. I know you guys don't have your cameras on, so I can't see, but really use this, all the strength we did here, the arms, the flexibility in the legs, and try it. So try to have patience with yourself as you play. Make sure you try the other leg as well. So yeah, My anatomy in my neck is quite long, so when I do this variation, my head almost touches the ground. So just take a couple breaths there. And then when you're through playing, we'll meet in a child's pose. Good. All right, from your child's pose, rise up. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, step through. Rise up for your crescent lunge. And then in your crescent lunge, wrap your hands around your right thigh and just stretch. Inhale, peel back, lift yourself up, straighten both legs, then bend the back leg, bend the right knee, back bend. Take the hands to your heart, bend the right knee more. Inhale up to tree. So big step, lift up. Maybe you didn't even need your hands. Take the arms up. If you wish to extend the left leg forward or to the side, that's there for you. If you wish to stay in tree, just enjoy the length of your body, the stability. And then from tree, take a hold of the left foot. Find your dancers. From there, find bow. Back to tree. And back to crescent lunge. Inhale, breath. And then exhale, pyramid pose as a rest. Flex the right toes up. You have a moment, stay in pyramid or practice a few handstands. So find what works for you, otherwise stay in pyramid. You might want to do a revolved triangle as well if that feels good. Everyone return to the mat. Plant the hands, then do a hop switch so that you'll end up in down dog. Or you can just head straight to down dog. Hop switch and find your way through chaturanga if you wish, or just down dog. Take a few breaths. Good. Send the left leg high, breathe in. Exhale, step forward. And inhale, crescent lunge. All still here. Lower the left hip down a little. And then take your hands, wrap them around your left thigh, and then just bend. A little bit of stability. You're trying to balance the body after being upside down. Just strengthen and lengthen. Good. And then from here, arms up. Bend a little bit into both knees, and then exhale into your back bend. Let it be more in the upper back, not so much in the lumbar. And then return yourself back up. Get a little deeper into the left thigh. Hands to heart. On an inhale, breathe, prepare, and an exhale, lift yourself up into tree. Wherever your foot landed, that's fine. Strengthen everything. Maybe your toes are not on your leg. Maybe it's just the heel and the ball. Center yourself. Arms up. Do the same variation or a different one here as you wish for a few breaths. And then everyone into dancers, right hand to your right foot. Same thing as when we were on the ground, your right knee is in, and then for bow, lean forward, kick up, almost like a standing splits in that left leg. Whoa. If you fall out, no worries. Back to tree, you can do this. Good. Back to crescent lunge. And then exhale, pyramid pose. Final kind of standing here. Left toes flex. Stay here, do something that you want to do. Maybe revolve triangle, maybe handstand practice. And then slowly return. Last active thing of class, we'll do a hop switch. Maybe you can get some hang time. And then head to down dog. Right away into our pigeon. Slide the right knee forward. Slide the left leg back. Inhale, lift the chest. And then gently rest onto the elbows. Maybe the forehead can return to the ground. And let yourself just get very heavy onto the mat here. And then we did quite a lot of hamstring stretches. If you want to practice a little bit of your splits or half splits, now's your chance. Just make sure you feel really safe. Body feels good. And then everyone slowly return. Send the right leg up to the sky. If you wish to flip your dog or anything else, go ahead. And then downward facing dog. Slide your left knee forward for pigeon. Just feel the hips, feel your spine, and then slowly come down if you did earlier. And then also, if you do want to practice splits on the left side, very gently bring yourself there. You want to ease into it. If you have blocks, if you have a pillow, you can put it underneath. And take it step by step. No forcing it, it will come. Wherever you are, take a breath, and then everyone guide yourself in as you send the left leg up to the sky. And then we'll all eventually meet in down dog, where you will hop through, or just have a seat, good. And then we will end class here soon, but before we do that, we'll find a boat. Just wrapping everything in. Then curl your spine so that you're laying down, legs up the wall. Take the hands either by your sides, down or up, and lower the legs. Hold strong. Sacrum down. Breathe. And happy baby. Hold on to the ankles, maybe your feet, just rock side to side. Maybe straighten one leg, the other, maybe both. Hug the knees in, find a bridge or a wheel. Inhale, hips up. And then very slowly uncurl yourself, legs up the wall. If you want to go for a plow pose, that's there for you. Otherwise, supine twist, right leg across the left. Right arm extends. And then hug everything in, left side, left leg up. Right heel down, and then supine twist, left leg goes to the right. Gaze left. And slowly bring everything in. Give yourself a big hug. And an exhale to your well-earned Shavasana. Just lay down. Roll the ankles, roll the wrists. You want to look right and left before you rest. And then shrug the shoulders underneath. Really open up the heart. Another inhale. Open mouth, exhale, release. Lay down here, let your breath be soft. Let your awareness be present. Let any stress and tension, any negative emotions, just let that all melt away. Unpacking layers of protection, armor, and then just really kind of being open for yourself right here. And when you feel ready to find movement, just take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And slowly awaken. Otherwise, you can just rest, but whatever you wish, start to awaken. Perhaps stretch the arms up and back. And then very slowly rolling off to one side. And gently finding your seat. Once you're seated, just align the spine here. Take a couple neck rolls. And take your own seated twist one way, the other. And then have the hands to your heart. We bow forward, sealing in our practice. From my heart to yours. Namaste. Thank you guys so much. I hope you feel really open and strong and energized for your weekend. Thank you so much.